and he's talked about how creative he wants to be with this offense. What has he told each of you what this offense will look like under him with Russell Wilson playing quarterback?
Just explosive.
Okay.
Trying to get the ball down the field, whether it's a receiver getting there, a tight end, or running back. He's drawing up stuff for everybody to make plays.
Okay.
So, that's what we're going to go out there and do.
Javonte, we're going to see both of you guys on the field at the same time? Do we have that formation?
Definitely. We got a lot of them formations.
A whole lot in this play.
But also it's what you guys both are able to do individually. I got kind of a specific question for each of you. Melvin, you have a nose for the end zone.
Yeah.
What is that trait? That the phrase I use is what everybody says. But what exactly is the trait to when you get inside the 5, you can't beat it?
Yeah, it's a mindset, and I think that's a lot towards my rookie year not scoring any touchdowns.
Okay.
I know what it feels like going the whole season not being able to score, not scoring, and it's just motivation. I think back to that, even though that was 8 years ago, it's something I still kind of refer to and think back to.
Okay.
And it just kind of give me that beast mode mentality.
This guy's got a beast mode too. I mean, only Jonathan Taylor breaks more tackles than you, but he had a boatload more carries than you did. What is the art form, Javonte, of breaking tackles? Why are you so good at it? What's your strategy if you can get the ball to the rest of the backs?
Yeah, like Mel said, it's just a mentality. Like, you just can't let the pressure get you down. That's how I run the ball. That's in the ball when I get it. Just make one person miss every time I get a ball.
Now, the expectations here in Denver, I mean, you guys have been back in town. It's through the roof. Like, are the expectations too high? Is this a Super Bowl or type bust situation even when you have a new head coach and a new quarterback?
Ain't no expectations about whichever goal that you want to, whether we get to the Super Bowl or not, we can go out there every day and try to be the best Bronco team that's ever been here in Walker. Obviously, we hope that end up with a Super Bowl, and obviously that's the mindset, that's what we're trying for. But we worry about expectation. We worry about being consistent and making plays.
All right, Javonte, best running back duo in football right here.
We up there.
No question. No question. We up there. All right. Well, it's day 1 of camp, so appreciate it, guys.
Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon. Figuring out how to approach the Denver Broncos backfield in fantasy football has been a headache to deal with for some, but have no fear. Triple Play Fantasy has done your research for you. The answer is that you can win your fantasy leagues with either running back. Without wasting any more time, let's get into how you should be thinking about Williams and Gordon. First things first, let's break down the skill sets of both backs. Javonte Williams is a 5'10", 212-pound back in his second year out of UNC. The second-round pick thrives with his tools of agility and power. His agility score was 89th percentile in his draft class, and he was a beast through the air and on the ground, finishing in the 94th percentile in college yards per carry and 73rd percentile in college target share, despite never actually being the lead back. Melvin Gordon is the 29-year-old back who re-signed with the Broncos despite being in a timeshare with Javonte Williams. He's slightly faster than Williams and is equally agile, but he doesn't break as many tackles and has more wear and tear on his body as he's been in the league since 2015. Using these backs in tandem has kept both backs relatively fresh while keeping similar skill sets on the field. Fantasy football is all about production, not skill sets and potential, so let's take a look at how the numbers played out last year. The first thing to notice is the almost perfect 50-50 split in snap share, with virtually equal evaded tackles and breakaway runs and equal goal line carries, though Melvin Gordon got more red zone touches. Through the air, they both ran the similar amount of routes with similar yards per reception and only 3 drops each. When it was all said and done last year, the pair also had nearly identical fantasy point production at just over 12 points per game. But last year is last year, and the Broncos will be a different team this year. So let's check to see if these backs will have the opportunity to put up big numbers. Denver has a new head coach in Nathaniel Hackett and a new offensive coordinator in Justin Otten. Hackett is a disciple of Mike Shanahan, and he's already said during his introductory press conference that he expects to install an offensive system that features the outside zone run game and play action. The traditional West Coast offense made use of the fullback as a blocker, a running back, and a receiver. Both Williams and Gordon have all 3 of those skill sets, so we may even see some packages where both of these backs are on the field together, one used as a fullback with the option to run a route, and the other used as a running back. Further, in the Shanahan variation of the West Coast offense, there are short passes over the middle and edges as an extension of the run game, and long yak plays. Russell Wilson doesn't use the middle of the field that much, likely because of his height, but there will still be plenty of screens and out routes, which is great for the prospects of both running backs through the passing attack. Early indications out of camp lean towards similar snap counts for both running backs to last year. In fact, Justin Alton has said that both running backs will be on a pitch count throughout the season. According to Fantasy Pros consensus rankings for 2022, Javonte Williams is the RB13 on the year, and the RB35 on the year is Melvin Gordon. Our research shows that with a roughly equal snap share breakdown, not only are both backs viable, but Melvin Gordon might be undervalued going into fantasy drafts. Don't be scared of the Denver backfield this season. Both running backs will get the job done.